I was born in England in 1635, the son of a hard-working English merchant father and a kind mother with Dutch roots. We were a close family with two brothers and one sister. My father built a successful trading business, and we lived comfortably. I received a solid education and had every advantage a young man could want. Yet, deep inside, I carried a restless dream to sail the oceans, explore distant lands, and see the wonders of the world. My father wanted me to join the family business and settle down. At 18, he called me into his study. "Why the sea, son?" he asked with worry in his eyes. "It's dangerous, uncomfortable, and many men never return." His voice cracked as he spoke. I respected him deeply, but the pull of adventure was stronger than fear. I thought about new shores, strange cultures, and the freedom of the waves every single day. Staying home felt impossible. I spoke with my mother, hoping she might persuade him. She loved me but shared his concerns. "Life here is safe and good," she said. A year later, in September 1654, I visited the port town of Hull. There, I ran into an old friend whose father owned a ship bound for London. "Come with us," he urged. Though unprepared, I jumped at the chance. This was my first taste of the sea. The first hours were thrilling, the wind in my face, the endless horizon. But soon, a violent storm hit. Waves, like mountains, tossed the ship. I was terrified, regretting everything. I longed for my comfortable bed at home. By morning, the sea calmed. An older sailor laughed at my fear. "That was just a breeze." He shared drinks, and soon I was laughing too, my worries washed away. The adventure had hooked me again. Over the next days, we faced more challenges, including another fierce storm. The crew fought hard, but I was scared. This was only the beginning of a life that would test me like never before. E630B3. Public Domain Movie. Chapter 2. The Wreck. The second storm was worse. Waves crashed like giants. I hid in my bunk, praying. Water poured in through a massive hole. The captain fired a distress signal. We pumped desperately, but it was hopeless. Another ship spotted us and sent a small boat. We abandoned our vessel just before it sank. We reached land near a village that helped us with food and coins. From there, I made my way to London. In London, I met a generous captain heading to the Caribbean for trade. He taught me business, buying cheap goods in England to sell at a profit in the islands. I invested what I had, and the voyage succeeded. I returned with good money and new skills in navigation. Eager for more, I joined another trip, but disaster struck. Privateers attacked. After a fierce battle, I was captured and forced into hard labor. Chapter 3. A Spark of Hope. Life as a laborer under a harsh captain was brutal. Days blurred into endless work in the house and fields. Then I met a young woman, also enslaved. She was beautiful, with a gentle smile that lit up the darkest days. We couldn't speak much at first, but our eyes and small gestures said everything. I felt love for the first time, but slaves had no rights to such feelings. It was painful and secret. One day, while fishing with the captain and a young local boy, thick fog surrounded us. We got lost but reached shore. Later, the captain prepared a larger boat for guests. When the guests didn't arrive, he ordered me to ready it for another trip. This was my chance. I stocked extra food, water, and weapons secretly. I wanted to take the young woman, but it was too risky. Our final glance was heartbreaking. She understood. With a sad smile, she touched my hand one last time. The next morning, the boy and I set sail with Chapter 4. Survival begins. We sailed along the Caribbean coast for days, fearing pursuit. We stopped for fresh water near a river, but heard terrifying animal sounds at night. A large predator approached our boat. I shot it, scaring the others away. The boy caught game, and we survived on meat and water. One morning, a massive lion-like beast charged us on the beach. I fired 3 shots to bring it down and took its hide for protection. We continued, trading cautiously with coastal villagers who gave us food after I protected one of their own from wild animals. Eventually, we spotted a Portuguese ship. They rescued us. I sold our boat cheaply to the captain, who was kind. The boy chose to train as a sailor. I said goodbye in Brazil, where I started a new life. Chapter 5. Life in the New World. Brazil felt like a fresh start. I bought land, learned Portuguese, and built a small sugar plantation. It grew successfully. I met a kind young woman, the daughter of a friend. She worked for me cleaning and cooking. Over time, friendship turned to love. We married and planned a family. Life was good, but I craved one more trading voyage to expand our holdings. Chapter 6-7. The Storm That Changed Everything. In 1659, I joined friends on a voyage. A massive hurricane wrecked our ship near the Orinoco region. We took a small boat, but another storm capsized it. I was thrown ashore, exhausted and alone. I searched for survivors, but found only hats and shoes. All others were lost. Chapter 8. Alone on the Island. I was stranded on a tropical island. Wet with only a small knife, I found a stream for water and made a basic spear. I spent the first night in a tree. The next day, I swam to the wrecked ship and salvaged food, tools, guns, gunpowder, clothes, and even coins, though useless here. I built a raft and ferried supplies ashore, making multiple trips before storms destroyed the wreck. I constructed a sturdy tent and fence on a hill for protection and visibility of the sea. A dog from the ship became my companion. Chapter 9-10. Building a Life. I expanded my shelter into a cave for storage and lived in a tent inside. I made a calendar by marking a large post. Every day, I hunted, explored, and improved my camp. I listed blessings versus hardships to stay positive. I was alive, had tools, food, and freedom. I wrote in a journal to keep my mind sharp. Chapter 11-14. Mastery and Discovery. I crafted furniture, shelves, and better tools. I tamed goats for milk and meat, grew crops from salvaged seeds, including corn, made pottery and bread, and built a second home in a fruitful valley. I explored by canoe, but faced dangers like strong currents. My clothes wore out, so I made new ones from animal skins and even an umbrella. Years passed. I became skilled at survival, raising dozens of goats, making cheese, and teaching my parrot to speak. Chapter 15-17. Footprints and Fear. In my 11th year, gunpowder ran low. I built traps and expanded my herd. One day, I found a human footprint on the beach, much larger than mine. Terror struck. I fortified my home and hid my activities. Later, I discovered evidence of cannibals visiting the far beach. I chose caution over aggression and less threatened. Chapter 18-22. Rescue and Friendship. After 23 years, I saw canoes and cannibals performing rituals with captives. One prisoner escaped, chased by 2 others. I ambushed the pursuers and saved the man. He was young, strong, and grateful. I named him Mateo, after the day I found him. He became like a son and loyal friend. I taught him English, my ways, and together we strengthened our defenses. Mateo helped me feel human again. We shared stories, worked the land, and watched for ships. His presence brought new hope.